Thank you, Mr. President. I want to say that I feel that this bill is much improved than when it left the Senate, but there's a significant item that's missing, and that is closing the loophole on child marriage in Minnesota. And what's so ironic about this proposal is that although it did not receive a hearing in the Senate at all, it was approved with a unanimous vote on the floor of the other body. Members, most of these children defined as under 18 are girls, and most of these girls were married to a much older man. Without the cover of marriage, the resulting sexual relationships constitute statutory rape. Girls who marry as children, compared to those who marry at age 18 or older, are 3 times more likely to be beaten by their spouses. They're 31% more likely to live in poverty. They're 50% more likely to drop out of high school, 4 times less likely to graduate from college, more likely to have psychiatric disorders, and 50% more likely to be divorced. However, a married child, even though married, cannot get a divorce, cannot rent an apartment, cannot buy or rent a car, cannot get health care or check into a hospital, cannot open a bank account, cannot get a credit card, cannot even stay at a battered women's shelter. In other words, a married child cannot be independent and cannot help herself or her children. Senator Limmer, if you would yield.
Senator Limmer will yield. Senator Pappas.
Please tell me and the Senate and those who are watching our session today your rationale for not including closing the loophole in child marriage.
Senator Limmer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Pappas, you and I have had private discussion regarding this off and on throughout the session. And it's not an issue that I have ignored. It's a question of the proportionality and the balance in your proposal. I can honestly think of legitimate reasons why 2 people who, despite the fact that they're young, might want to get married, might want to have that and not be prohibited. The other question is the Equal Protection Clause of the U.S. Constitution. They could go to another state. 2 young people could go to another state, 17, 18 years old, get married there, and I believe your proposal did not recognize their marriage from somewhere else. That would violate, I believe, the Equal Protection Clause in the state or in the United States, according to the United States Constitution. So there are some things to work out in your proposal. And quite honestly, I don't really want to create that type of conflict of law. I will promise to you I'd like to keep working and doing research on this issue to see that we can prevent the type of marriage to an older person to a very young child and prevent that marriage from happening so we can stop that type of abuse. But I just believe that it's not ready quite yet for prime time.